Abusai mo kwaba. Ade abiya fidi kase yesu. Ene your first time show. Obe subscribe to your channel, comment and like. Ne share video for that some anymore. Abusai na yada so e wo Ghpage book ensensem ne ho. Na Gabby Okyere ade nsem bi ade akotodwa. Afaya eye Kwame Nkrumah I say ono ene ye founder of the Ghpage book. Nabisia ensem wa Gabby de kotodwa ne de meka say edoso e mo so awrem. Yenkoi yekoti bi mreba ebeto so ade ama.
Yan Santos wale ze wa tia. La jimia fasa so. Be wida dada. Se ko jimia ko wida dada. Wu nyimia mi nyimia. Me kanfo otumfo ba TV ama. Hey me Santos. Se ko duma ba na se me bra. Na se me pese me hwe eye short videos ma manage ko adia. Eye ba bia bi mo no se me ko na makohwe otumfo ba TV. Ho na benya videos papa. So say wo hwa na subscribe tie. Otumfo ba TV na subscribe. So entampana no bomodi no wa share link no. We share link na we be su enya no so.
I'm not a politician.
That's good. The last time
At best, a political strategist.
A political strategist, so from the back.
Yes.
Okay. When the president addressed the nation ahead of the August 4 holiday, he made a statement where he said he rejects the notion that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah is the founder of Ghana. He agrees that, of course, Nkrumah played a critical role, but he would not agree for us to say Nkrumah must be the only name up there. There are people who have said this is not necessary at this time. There are also people who are saying he's just not trying to, or the MPP and Akufo-Addo are not accepting the role of Nkrumah in our history. John Mahama says he's trying to even change history. Is it necessary to be talking about this thing at this time?
It is only necessary if it is not an accepted fact that one man did not found Ghana. I think, and I think really, and I find it quite, I don't see what people gain from taking such a position. You know, I've stayed out of the conversation because it's tiring, all right? The Nkrumah, and if you read Akufo-Addo's speech, he gave a lot of credit to Nkrumah. And consistently, he gives a lot of credit for Nkrumah. Okay? I'll just deal with it in a very short way. Before Nkrumah came to Ghana, there's a book, Nkrumah's Years Abroad, by Marika Sherwood. And I think some of the correspondence, you may find it maybe at the BAM library. Before Nkrumah came to Ghana, there were letters that Nkrumah had written to an uncle of his family members about looking for funds on what he wants to do when he gets to Ghana. He wanted to set up a restaurant.
A restaurant, an eatery.
Yes, an eatery. And he was asking for money so that, because he was tired of being abroad and wanted to come to Ghana. But his focus was to set up a restaurant. Another correspondent was looking whether he could set up a library. Okay? All right? But then a movement has started towards independence. And that movement started even before the 20th century, but crystallized in the formation of the UGCC in Salt Pond on the 4th of August 1947. And when they formed the UGCC, a person like Okyere said, look, I met this young man in England, and he's an amazing organizer. Let's bring him in. Okay? So they paid to bring him in. In fact, an uncle of mine who just died 2 years ago was the one who went to Takoradi to drive him in JB Dankwa's car to bring him to Accra.
Because he came via port.
Yes. And even before he came, he negotiated about how much he was to be paid. And he was the only paid member of the UGCC.
Administrator.
Yes. General Secretary, or whatever you want to call it. So he was tasked, because he was supposed to be a good organizer, he was tasked to organize the party. You know, because when you have such an important position as the organizer of the party or movement, you can use it whichever way you want. And you can't take it from Nkrumah. He knew how to charge, organize, and mobilize people. Okay? But it does not make him the founder. He was one of many. And I'm saying that the struggle started even before the JB Danquas, the power grants. Okay? So I don't know why we'd want to give him the credit as the founder. It's as if, and even for Nkrumah himself, after all the work he did, what name did he settle on? Ghana. Who proposed the name Ghana? It wasn't him. I do not want to get, it's a tiring argument. I'm not interested in it. Okay? If people want to believe that Nkrumah was the only person who founded Ghana, please let them believe it. And those of us who don't believe so, and still will give Nkrumah his credit, his due, for being a mobilizer and driver, okay? Who agitated the minds perhaps more than the others because of his populist stance, because of his connectivity with the people. We give him that credit. But I would not say that Nkrumah is
of the debate around the Ghpage document.
I
that
think,
there's a state capture which has been...
I'll repeat what I put on social media the other day. If any person, okay, any person, any intelligent person, or a person who considers him or herself intelligent, believes that a family, okay, that has one of their leaders been offered the opportunity to lead the country, will sit down and conspire evil against the nation, and put the picture of the overlord or the head of that family on that document, you must have your head examined. If you believe that, you must have your head examined. And then when I hear people, and I don't want to mention names, but you see, when I hear people try to say that things in the book are happening,
are playing out, like a movie.
Let me explain to you. And it's actually, it's a very imbecilic statement to even hear, because it comes from a non-analytical appreciation of what is in that fiction.
Otumfo betimi ama hey me Santos sem kodumaba na sem bra na sem pese me hwe eye short videos mama ni ji guadia eni ba bia bi mo no asem ko na makohwe Otumfo betimi ho na benya videos papa so say wo hwa na subscribe tie Otumfo betimi na subscribe so entampana no bomodi no wa share link no we share link na we be su enya no so